Good evening. I'd like to call to order the Coatesville Area School District Special School Board meeting for Wednesday, December 21st, 2022. Agenda item 1B, purpose of the meeting. Purpose of the meeting is to approve a collective bargaining agreement with the Coatesville Area Teachers Association, as well as any other business that may come before the board. Agenda item 1C, reading of the mission statement. Mission of the Coatesville Area School District, rich in diversity and committed to excellence, is to create innovative educational experiences which are funded by the taxpayers, supported by the community, delivered by dedicated teachers and administrators to ensure all students will become responsible, contributing global citizens. Agenda item 1D, advisement. By notice of the President, board members are advised that all votes shall be regarded as roll call votes. The minutes should also note that public notice was given for this meeting in accordance with Act 93 of 1998, Section 1. School board meetings shall proceed in accordance with school board policy. Madam Secretary, call the roll, please.
Rob Fisher.
Here.
Brandon Roan.
He is on.
Okay.
Where's to be on?
Harvell Brown.
Here.
Holly Charest. Here. Andrew Finkbonner.
Here.
Becky Harlan. Here. Mary Ann Harris.
Here.
Amelia Mills.
Here.
Jennifer Schott.
Here.
Brandon Roan.
Do we have to call them on the phone?
Do you have Brandon live up there? Hold on one second. Hey, I'm going to put you on live. You're going to speak through the phone. You're on there, but can't hear you, all right? Lori's going to ask you for your attendance, all right? All right, go ahead.
Brandon Roan.
Yes. Here.
At this time, could we all stand for a moment of silence, followed by the Pledge of Allegiance to the flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Agenda item number 2, are there any additions, deletions, or modifications to this evening's agenda? Additions, deletions, or modifications to the agenda? Seeing none, we will move on to agenda item 3A, public comment on agenda items. The board has requested all persons making comments on agenda items to list their name, address, telephone number, and motion item on the sheet provided. There is a 3-minute time limit per person. The board does not take action or discuss items not appearing on the agenda. The board values public comments and wishes to convey that although board members cannot discuss items that are not on the agenda, they listen carefully and appreciate and value input from the public. Scott Pope.
Good evening. My name is Scott Polk, CATA President. Tonight is the culmination of a process that began nearly a year ago, finalizing the 4-year collective bargaining agreement between the school board and the Coatesville Area Teachers Association. As CATA President, I would like to take this opportunity to thank our Chief Negotiator, Kathy Elliker, for her tireless efforts during this process. I would also like to thank the members of our negotiation team who sacrificed many nights and weekends to see this contract through. Finally, I would like to thank the school board, specifically Directors Fisher, Finkbonner, and Mills, for their time as well. CATA appreciates your efforts, and while we've had our disagreements at times, we have created a CBA that both parties can accept. It is my utmost sincere hope that this agreement leads to a sense of cooperation moving forward in making the Coatesville Area School District a great place for teachers to teach and for our students to learn. Again, thank you to everyone and happy holidays.
Thank you, Mr. Pope. Kathy Elliker.
Good evening, School Board of Directors. I'm Kathy Elliker. I am a teacher at Rainbow, and I am also the negotiations chair. And I wanted to take a moment this evening to really thank Mr. Fisher, Ms. Mills, Mr. Finkbonner, and Dr. Dunlap for all of their hard work that they did to help bring this contract to fruition. I know that it was a lot of hard nights. I know that it was a lot of back and forth, but I do feel like we've had very productive meetings, and I want to thank you, and I want to let you all know that we are here to teach the children and have the best possible future for Coatesville, and we are here to support the board, and we thank you for supporting your teachers. And to the rest of the board, thank you so very much for coming out tonight to make this happen so that the teachers could rest at ease going off to winter break. So thank you.
Thank you, Mrs. Elliker. Lori Shannon Bailey.
Good evening. I echo the two former speakers. I always think about the number of teachers that resigned. I don't have to tell you all that number. I don't have it in my head, but I was keeping it for a while. So again, thank you for your sacrifices and realizing that without good, solid, dedicated teachers, we don't have a district and we don't have anything for our students to look forward to. So I do appreciate the fact that you all made a lot of sacrifices. I was especially pleased to see that our teachers will be getting raises for the next 4 years, just like our administrators. I wanted to comment on the mission statement, and I just want to say, while I have your undivided attention, for our students that are being expelled and or adjudicated, it's hard for me to hear that they have a voice in the mission statement. Clearly we disagree on that, but as you enjoy your holidays and you sit down to your Christmas table, remember we have some children that are locked up. One in particular won't be at the table with his family. Please keep that in mind. Keep your decisions in mind as you celebrate. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Shannon Bailey. Moving on to agenda item 4A. Coastal Area Teachers Association Collective Bargaining Agreement. Recommended motion that the Board of School Directors approve the collective bargaining agreement with the Coastal Area Teachers Association, CATA, as presented. Do I have a motion?
Motion.
Second.
Before we call for the vote, I'd like to read a statement on behalf of the entire board. I am very pleased to announce that after months of negotiations, we have reached a 4-year contract settlement with the Coatesville Area School District Teachers Association, which is our teachers' union. Our school board recognizes how very talented and dedicated our teachers are, and what a difference they make in the lives of our students. Our school board negotiations team worked respectfully and in good faith with the association over many months to find an agreement that honors the great work of our teachers and also the financial realities of our school district. I want to thank everyone who has been involved in this process. A lot of time and effort went into negotiations, and we are very appreciative of the thought, time, and care that was spent. We are very much looking forward to continuing to support our teachers, their classroom instruction, and the many ways that they touch the lives of the students of the Coatesville Area School District. Are there any other questions or comments before we call for the vote? Seeing none, Madam Secretary, call for the vote, please.
Jennifer Schott,
Yes.
Brandon Roan,
Yes.
Andrew Finkbonner,
Yes.
Rob Fisher,
Yes.
Becky Harlan,
Yes.
Holly Charest,
Yes.
Mary Ann Harris,
Yes.
Amelia Mills,
Yes.
Harvell Brown.
Abstain.
Motion approved.
Congratulations. Moving on to Agenda Item 5A, public comment. The board has requested all persons making comments of public concern to list their name, address, telephone number, and topics on the sheet provided. There is a 3-minute time limit per person. Lori Shannon Bailey.
Good evening. This past May, when the LEA had requested the community's involvement in special education task force meetings, I participated in 3 meetings, and in those meetings, we had the opportunity to give some ideas about training. And of course, trauma is something that's near and dear to my heart. And in those trauma trainings, the LEA documented that the district would include, of course, trauma training for the community. She also included ACEs training. And I just would wonder if and when the school district would be communicating to the community and stakeholders what the status is of that particular task force, whether or not that is no longer a part of what is being considered in light of the information that the district had on its website or on social media last Friday. You all know the challenges in our community in terms of poverty, in terms of generational traumas, and tools like the Adverse Childhood Experiences Screening Tool, and of course, trauma-informed care for the community, that training for the community would be vitally important. So as someone who attended those 3 task force meetings with the LEA, I am still interested in being a part of that initiative. Would like to know what the district's position is on that on those task force meetings. Thank you.
At this time, I'll entertain a motion for adjournment. We will adjourn at 6:12.